Want flawless looking skin with 24-hour wear? With Double Wear Foundation 50 shade lineup available for all skin tones, you're guaranteed to find the perfect match. Get a free 10-day sample of your Double Wear Foundation from any Estee Lauder counter today. Bring your friends and find your perfect match together. It's only at Estee Lauder, and there's one sample per customer while stocks last.
Blogtalk Radio.
You're listening to the Lena Jones Diamond Network Show. This is the place where you and your business are the stars. Now welcome your host, Lena Jones.
Hello, what's up, Diamonds? How's everybody doing this evening? This is your host, Lena Jones, and I am here to entertain you for at least 60 minutes of your Monday night. And what a messy Monday night it is. I tell you, the weather is icky. I don't know if it's icky where you are, but it's definitely icky here. It's really bad. I mean, it's cold, and I think my background music is a little bit too loud. Okay, let's see if we can get that down. So, there we go. It's really icky here. It's pretty bad. It's been cold and it's been rainy, and it just kind of reminds you of that groundhog. That groundhog definitely put a whipping on us. Thank you. You know who I'm talking to. Thank you very much. It definitely put a whooping on us. It reminded us that it's still winter. Summer's not here yet. Spring is not here yet. But you know what? It's right around the corner. But old man Winter's going to try to hang in there, kicking and screaming like he usually does. He doesn't want to let us go. He wants to keep us there. But he can't because summer is coming. I hope you all had a great weekend and got out the house and was able to do something fun, you know, just a little bit, something. I've been on a vacay for all week, relaxing, trying to catch up with some much needed rest. I tell you, I was tired. I wanted to sleep in every day, and believe me, every chance I got to sleep in, I did, and it was a beautiful thing. But I did do something interesting this week. I went to an auto auction. I had never been to one before, and I was pretty impressed with the bidding and all this sort of stuff. I think I was more impressed with the guy, the commentator. I said I'm going to learn how to do that, so here's my edition of the auction. I know someone's telling me right now, don't do it, but I have to do this. Him now give me 100, give me $200, hey, $200 over there. How's that? I know, it's crazy, but I just thought I'd try it. I thought it was really nice. It was really interesting, and you got some cars for really cheap. I was just like ready to go into my pocket and say, hey, wait a minute, you know, this is almost too good to be true. So I did that this weekend, and then I did attend the Black Panther event from MEAC, Black Panther event in Norfolk at Palm Gardens. Now, I had never been there before, and I was kind of deceived. I mean, don't get me wrong, we had a great time, but you know, the invitation had everyone all dressed up in black and fancy and stuff, but no, that wasn't the case. Wasn't the case. But the music was good. The music was really, really good. Anyway, the music was good, but don't you hate it when people sell those flyers? Well, not sell them, but you see the tickets and you may get something and it's supposed to be something fancy, and you're like, oh, this might be nice to go to. You get your date or your husband or your wife, and you get all ready to go, and you get there, and it's nothing like they advertised. Nothing. How many of you have been through that? I've been there a couple of times. You know, he's like, okay, you know what? I probably could have worn my jeans and some high heel shoes and got away with it. That's the way it was. I mean, in the beginning, it looked like, okay, it was going to be all good. I mean, there were some people in there that was dressed in all black. Some more people that got deceived. I wasn't the only one. But the music was good. The music was good. And I ordered the chicken wings. They were outstanding. I had to stop myself from from eating but one. I only had one. I had one and some French fries, but it was still really, really good. Um, the name of the place is called Palm Garden. It was pretty decent. It was all right, but hey, I don't get a chance to go out that often. Not to go dancing anyway, so I thought it would be something that I could do with hubby and we could enjoy ourselves, and we did. We had a friend with us, and we did enjoy ourselves. So, shouts out for the MIAC and the Black Panther event. It was really, really nice. I enjoyed myself, but next time, if it's not gonna be fancy, specify that on the ticket. Okay, so Memory Monday. As you all know, I've got it splattered all over the place. This is my 4th anniversary. I've been here for 4 years, on air, talking about all different types of stuff. I mean, if it's stuff that people do normally every day, I talk about it. And I know you say, well, you don't want to talk about your everyday stuff, but you do, because you want to know that it's someone that you can relate to out there. Okay, so I'm relatable. I'm just like you every day, 24/7. I am relatable. So Memory Monday takes me back to when I started the show. Now, in the beginning, I did a lot of talking about entrepreneurs because that was what the show focus was. It was all about the entrepreneurs. It's about giving exposure to companies or businesses that needed that exposure. That's the reason why I started it. I started the whole thing was to give free advertisements to small and many businesses like mine, that where the large corporations, even the advertisement companies like yellowpages.com and Yelp and stuff, they are constantly charging you. And when you're a small company, especially if you don't have a brick and mortar building, it's really, really hard to stay afloat. Now, brick and mortar buildings have their hard time too, but the thing about the small businesses that either starting out of your house or in a garage or something like that, you don't really have to worry about paying that rent. So, not that rent anyway. The rent for your home, yes, you do have to pay for it. So that's what the show was all about to begin with. Just to give you a little bit about, just give me some history. What I did was I posted on the website, I posted some of my favorite things just to see how relatable I am with some of the people that's listening to the show. If you didn't get a chance to check it out, go to my page on the ljdnshow.com and you'll see a bunch of different stuff, things that I like. A few of my favorite things, that's what I like to call it, but some of them might be relatable. Now, there's a lot more than that, but you try to trim it down to your top ones. So in the beginning, it was a little scary because when I first started out, I was doing a 2-hour show, and I tell you, that was killer. If you're ever thinking about going into podcasting live, just do the minimum. I mean, dude, 2 hours was killing me because I had to figure out stuff to do for 2 hours. I don't know what was on my mind. I just felt like, hey, I'm paying for this time. I'm going to use this time. That's what I thought anyway. That's where my mentality was. I'm paying for it, so I'm going to use it. So that's what I did. So I was on the air for 2 hours figuring out stuff to say. And in the beginning, I had it all written down, had it all worked out. But it was a lot of pressure because I was actually sweating. Nobody was around, but I was sweaty trying to get my word out. And I said, you know what? got to be a better way. Sometimes simple is better. You know how you don't listen to yourself. But there was no one around to advise me, but I am giving you guys my advice right now. Don't do it because you'd be surprised. I mean, if you're sitting down watching a movie, 2 hours is nothing. It's nothing. It's a popcorn, a soda, a little chat, a little laugh. Before you know it, 2 hours done went by. But when you are actually broadcasting and there's no one but you, that's a long time, and that's a lot of talking. So it just began to get so bad that I just decided, I said, you know what, I'm going to have to, something else is going to have to happen here. Something else is going to have to happen here because at this rate, I'm not going to last. So I decided to bring in music. And I learned something new there because I thought I could just download the music from the internet and just play the music, Not. You can't do that. There's a royalty license, and I started reading more and more about it. This is what you call not doing all your homework. That would be me. So what I did is I started doing my research on royalty-free music and things of that sort. And the music that I could get that was royalty-free was a lot of, to me, seemed like background music. And I didn't really have a choice about it. And I didn't want that. I did not want that kind of music. I'm like, that sucks. I'm going to need to talk just so people won't go to sleep on the elevator music. So I said I need to find a way to get groups in here. Now, I didn't know much about independent artists. I did not know because I was not really on the social media and stuff like that. I was not on it. I was not familiar with it. I knew about it. But I did not know in depth, about it. So I started doing some research on independent artists. That's when I joined the Reverb Nation, and I met Steve Hester. Yeah, Steve Hester was my very first artist that I contacted. I don't even remember how I found him, but I found him and I asked him if I listened to his music. It was good. It wasn't, because I didn't want to play. I didn't want to play the hardcore rap. I didn't want to play a whole bunch of cussing and stuff like that. That just wasn't me, and I didn't want to represent that. So I had to find music that had a good sound to it, and music that was that I thought would be pleasing to other people. So what? It's not going to bring in a bunch of 18-year-olds. I'm not trying to reach that audience anyway because it wasn't what I was trying to conquer. I wanted a mature audience. And when I say mature, I'm talking about 25, 27 and up and things like that, or 21 if it's a mature 21. So I asked Steve Hester if I could use some of his music for my show. And he was very open to it. He sent me his music. He even sent me a CD and autographed it. Was willing to go on to come on air and do an interview. That's when the interview thing started. And then I found Jimmy Packett, and I found Cosmic, and I found Michael Bronstetter through. I think I was doing some things on Twitter. I had got familiar. I was getting good then with the social media thing. So I had sent a tweet, and he said hello, and he asked me did I like music or something to that fact, and I told him, matter of fact, I promote music, and he said really, and we hooked up from there, and they've been with me for the last 4 years, and they're kind of like my family. I love those guys, I really do. It's Steve, Jimmy, Michael, and Cosmic. They all started with me, pretty much. Everybody else came afterwards, but it was them.